arrived at Washington, D.C., I was thinking that the memorials and sites would be boring, and that it would be a very long trip. However, when I actually got to the memorials, they were a lot more interesting than I thought they would be. The Pentagon was my favorite site because of its past. It was named after its shape and was originally supposed to be 3 stories tall, but later it was turned into a 5-story building. On September 11th, 2001, 5 people hijacked a plane and crashed it into a wall of the Pentagon. It killed 59 people on the plane and 125 people in the building. My second favorite site was the Lincoln Memorial. In the sentence, "with high hope for the future," the F in future was misprinted as an E. They fixed this by not painting in the last line of the E. I also like this memorial because Martin Luther King Jr. made his speech on equality right in front of Lincoln's statue. I also like the Korean War Memorial. The walls are 164 feet long and 8 inches thick. The site has more than 100 tons of black granite. It's my favorite part because it has the words "freedom is not free" engraved on it. It was depressing to see the expressions on the sculptured faces. The fourth site that I liked the most was the Jefferson Memorial because it was originally created using landfill from the Potomac River. Some criticized it for the excerpts chosen from the Declaration of Independence because it's thought that some of it was not really written by him. My fifth favorite site was the Holocaust Museum. It was a very depressing place. There's a lot of disgusting things that you hear about the Nazis and what they did to the Jews. I love that it runs solely on donations. The Vietnam Memorial is 2 acres long. Vandalism has occurred twice there. In 1993, one of the directory stands was burned by someone, and on September 7th, 2007, an oily substance covered the entire wall, and it took a few weeks to get it off. The FDR Memorial is an outdoor memorial, and it has a Great Depression breadline statue. You can walk between the people and feel what it was like to be squished in the lines during the Depression as people waited for food. Waterfalls are there to show the connection between love and war. The World War II Memorial was a tribute to all the troops from all the states of America. There was a pond in the middle and post for each state with a wreath at the top and the state's name engraved on it. It was very bright and the stones were white, but it's still sad because it's a tribute to those who died. Capitol Hill has a statue which stands for freedom, justice, and liberty, and is on top of the dome and is 19 feet tall. No other statue in DC is allowed to be above it. The Supreme Court cost $9.7 million to make. The architect inside the judging room put Greek and Egyptian engravings on the ceiling. We were told to be quiet and respectful as we walked in there. I felt the authority from the Supreme Court figures because of the quietness and how huge it was. The ceilings were very high. The Smithsonian is a museum that has been separated into a few museums. The Air and Space Museum, which is a part of the Smithsonian, has the original Wright brother planes and the Apollo ships. I feel that putting mannequins of the Wright brothers and the astronauts on the artifacts is disrespectful to the artifacts. I feel they should have just the artifact there. In the end, I thought that all the memorials were very informative. Each and every memorial tells a different story about what has happened in the past, and even recent events. By looking at these different memorials, we can learn about the past in different ways, and be able to apply what we have learned to our future.